Hey, my Lipton. So, I did tell you I was gonna do an Echo series review because, the teaser did very much so interest me. And, I was liking what I was seeing. So I decided to start watching the show. It's very short, just 5 episodes, which is good. Um, I will say this though. Let me start with the good. Because there is a good and a bad with the show. All shows have their flaws and that sort of thing. Let me just say, like, everything that I discussed in the first video that I did about, Echo, like the teaser, the trailers to it, I felt like I did get everything I wanted in the show while watching the show. Like, it was definitely a kick-ass show. People were getting beat up. There was blood, there was guts. Like, Marvel went there. And at first there was some apprehension. There was a little bit of like, oh my god, are they about to Disneyfy this freaking show? Like, are they about to Disneyfy Kingpin, uh Daredevil, all that, Echo? Are they about to, water it down for the kids and the girls and the boys? But I will say this though, they didn't. They definitely didn't. Like, if you're looking for like some kick ass fight scenes, some like freaking like people getting like fucked up in blood and guts in a Marvel show, a Disney show on top of that, this is your show. Like, Echo is definitely your show. I was like, I need to give the people that do the fight scenes and all that, I need to give them their props, because it's like the actors, the actresses, if there's any stunt doubles, they did the damn thing. Like, it looked believable at certain points. Just like Maya, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. Maya is that girl. Like, she's that girl. She's really that girl. Maya will fuck you up, okay? And for her to have that prosthetic leg and for her to be deaf and everything like that, which I think is very nice for the community. I really didn't know too much well, I didn't know anything about this character, the Maya character, the Echo character. And honestly, I really didn't grow up with like the whole Daredevil franchise, really. Like, I just didn't grow up with it. So in a way, I was kind of ignorant to it. And I definitely didn't hear about Echo. So it's like, I did a little bit of a Google search to see, just to get a little bit of background on this Echo character. And she's, kick-ass in the comics. And she's definitely kick-ass in the show. I don't know if like the whole like, deaf thing and the whole disabled thing was sort of added in to the show or something, or she was like that in the comics, in the comic books. I'm not sure. But I think that is also an added plus, because it shows some nice representation and that sort of stuff, and it, especially with the ASL community and all that, like, it encourages, hearing people to learn sign language. Feel me? Like, even there was even a time where, like, and I'm kind of veering off a little bit. There was a time when I was watching Switched at Birth. I don't know if y'all know that show, Switched at Birth, where it was on like ABC Family. Like, it was back, it was, it was a show a while ago. Um, there was a kid, a girl that was switched at birth who was also deaf, and that was yes, it was like the whole storyline with the switched at birth, but it was also to encourage people to learn how to sign, and I think that's a great thing, and I'm actually glad that Marvel is incorporating that in their product. Like, when it comes to this show Echo, when it comes to, even though I wasn't a fan of the movie, but I did appreciate, the Eternals with Makari, being deaf. I think it does encourage people to learn sign language, and I think that's a good thing. Feel me? So I did like that. I like that. Maya's very kick-ass. Maya will whoop your ass, okay? Stop playing with her. Here's my thing, though. I'm a little bit worried, though, because I'm looking at her on the show, and I see how she's like fucking people up. She's about that smoke. There's gore, there's blood, there's all of that, there's cursing. It gives all of that. They, like, Disney, Marvel, whatever, they need to carry this into the films. Carry this into the films. Carry this into... Don't, please, Lord, do not water this character and the whole Daredevil comic thing. Like, don't water it down. give me that same energy. And I feel like the show definitely gave me that same energy when it came to the fights, when it came to, like just like this show was very gory for like a Disney Plus show. It was very gory compared to WandaVision, Loki, Moonlight, and all that. Moonlight, like it's just like this is the show where it's like if you like are like an action person, you need to watch this show. And I did like the aspects of like the whole like indigenous people thing into that. I do believe that I think when I was doing my research, the Echo character is also indigenous as well. So I really enjoyed that. They really incorporated that throughout the show. Um, I enjoyed seeing Kingpin. I enjoyed, honestly, by the way, y'all, just obviously spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear spoilers, get off this video. But, you know, as far as like when it comes to Matt, Daredevil, if y'all looking for him to be throughout this whole season, forget about it. Because he's only in like one scene at the first episode. So if y'all are looking for some Matt Murdock, coming in here and trying to be, all up in Maya's face, they have like one fight scene, and that was it. So you will mostly see Kingpin and Maya. That's their dynamic, and it's really only Maya's story. But then again, the show is called Echo, so it's like it's Maya's story. So just to give a good thing. I would say this, like, for me particularly, I would say my personal favorite episodes was episode 1 and episode 3. Okay, I think episode 1 definitely caught my attention. Like, it kind of, I don't know, I was kind of hooked in the beginning. So I was like, they definitely did their thing in the first episode. I would say the second episode was like, it was okay, it was nice. But then the third episode, I was here for it, especially that scene. Obviously, spoiler alert, if that scene in the skating ring and stuff like that. That whole fight scene with Maya and Kingpin's men. That was everything. Okay, Maya was doing the damn thing in that scene, and I was like, yeah, girl, you better fuck them up. You better do that. So I was like, yes, like you need to do it. So I would say like those 2 episodes are my favorite out of the whole series, like out of the whole show. Like 1 and 3, episode 3, those are my 2 favorites. Now, let me talk about the bad. Because there's some, I mean, I don't want to say bad, but like, it's kind of, it was like, it needed some work. I just feel like, when I was watching this too, there were times where listen, I'm not, like I said before, like I didn't really grow up with Daredevil like that, so I don't know too much about Daredevil or Kingpin, but like I felt like, there are times where Kingpin was just a little too, I don't know, maybe that's because they wanted to build Maya up to be like this like super kick-ass person, but then again, Kingpin was the one that put a battery in Maya's back. Maya's definitely not like I wouldn't really even say that she's like a hero like that, because she did do a lot of dirty, bad things for Kingpin. So, but then again, I don't want to even call her anti-hero either, because it's like girl, whatever. But I felt like, in order to prop up Maya, they sort of had to bring down Kingpin a little bit. And I don't know if that was in the comics for this whole thing. And, because in the comics, like, I did sort of see that Kingpin did raise Maya. So they got that part right. But I don't know. I just felt like, yes, Kingpin was the villain, but him and his men, I'm sorry, they were getting mollywopped by Maya and them. Like, and honestly, to me, like, it's like, I don't know. It's like my villains, for me, particularly, like me personally, I don't want my villains to be defeated as easily or to sort of look weak. Like they need to have like that same sort of energy. That's why for me, especially the last episode, episode 5, personally for me, it felt anticlimactic. Like the last episode, like I was really like, I really thought that like when Kingpin kidnapped Bonnie and kidnapped the grandmother. I thought that it was gonna be a fight that last episode. Like I was looking forward to that. I was looking forward to her like really like I thought she was gonna be like that's the thing too. That's another thing too about the show. Maya didn't really get it. Don't get me wrong. While Maya was kicking ass too, there were some people that were also getting their lick back onto Maya. So there were times where I felt like Maya should have had a little bit of blood here and there, or should have been hurt here and there, and it was never that. Even the scene with her and Daredevil, I felt like it was like, even though it was cool to see, but it was just still like, But I don't know. Especially the last episode, it felt anticlimactic. Like I wanted it to be more, because it was just like immediately, like once the guy punched Maya in the face when she was confronting Kingpin, all of a sudden she got her powers, and it's just like, listen, because in a way, I don't know what it was, and this might be like a weird comparison, but like the last episode kind of felt like Avatar: The Last Airbender-ish, but like in a watered down way, like the part where like she just got punched one time and then boom, like she went into the Avatar state. It's like, girl, wait a minute, you need to go through some things first before you go into the Avatar state, okay? Like it's like she like one punch and then boom, the powers came. And it's like, and then it's like, then Bonnie gets it, and then the grandmother gets it, and it's just like, she just mollywhopping everybody, and then she does the whole Avatar: The Last Airbender, putting her powers into Kingpin, making sure that he goes back into his memories and to let go of his anger, and I'm like, okay, girl. I was like, okay, like yes, that's beautiful, that's wonderful, but y'all could have fought that out for a little bit more. Y'all could have fought that out. I don't know. The last episode felt a little too anticlimactic for me, so that was really one of the things that I felt like Kingpin was just too talky. Like, it's like, sir, and it's like, I'm like, okay, because it's like, I also forgot to, because like, I watched Hawkeye, but it's been a while, and I wasn't really too much of a fan of Hawkeye, but, him getting shot in the face and everything like that, I would have thought he would have lost the eye or something, but, sure, it looks like his eye is doing whatever it's doing, but, I don't know, like, it was those sort of stuff, like, between her and Kingpin, where I felt like the hero was really, really overpowering the villain in certain aspects. And it's like, even though she's, I guess, anti-hero or whatever. And it was just like, balance it out, make it even, make it stable. At the end of the day, Kingpin is the one that groomed her into being what she is. So it's like, Kingpin also knows her vulnerabilities and her weaknesses. So it's like, y'all should have balanced those out instead of just making it like Avatar state, like, boom, I'm taking away your powers thing to like out Fire Lord Ozai. So that was really like the only things I felt like, like episode 2, episode 4, episode 5, it was like, it was nice, but there were some scenes that I liked, but it wasn't something that really like captivated me that much. But I will honestly give Echo maybe like a 6 out of 10. I'll give the show a 6 out of 10 because I did like it. It did give me a little bit of a sense of urgency, but then there were times where I felt out of the show and I had to complete it today because I wanted to do this review. But, there were parts that were enjoyable and there were parts where it's just like, okay, girl, like, what is going on here? But then it's like the fight scenes were really cool. Like, the fight people, the stunt people, the fight people, whoever, they did the damn thing. Like, they were eating throughout this whole series with the fights. So, I enjoyed that. They need to keep it up with this, with the blood and stuff. Please, then I hope they don't water this down when it comes to putting this in theaters. At the end of the day, we got to be very clear. Disney, especially Disney, they need to get back the casual fans for their Disney Plus shows. Because I felt like the last time when we really like had that was like WandaVision. That's because we just came right off of Avengers Endgame, and it's like we were just like, okay, what's going on here? What is here? But I think that the Disney Plus shows have been so disappointing to like people have kind of been fleeing it. So they need to bring in those casual fans. So I think Echo was a nice thing, but I don't know if it's gonna bring in the casuals. Maybe not. We'll see. But other than that, y'all, that's just my thoughts on that. I forgot. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. The subscribe button is free. Let's get up to 800 subscribers. The goal is to get up to 1,000. Love y'all so much. Love y'all guys for, being here, watching my content, giving me your opinions. I love that. Let's continue growing the channel, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.